All right, first and foremost, we're going to review how to write an essay because this week's Google Classroom assignment, you're going to be tasked with writing a body paragraph because we did the intro last week. I know you guys had a quiz on the intro and some of you didn't do so good, so we're going to retake the quiz, not retake it, your grade stands, but we're going to take the quiz again this Friday, so make sure that you go back and review, which is right here, right? 3 parts to that introduction paragraph that you need to know, starter, thesis, and transition. So now we're going to move on to actually writing the body paragraph. We need an essay question. So here is our essay question that we're going to be using this week, okay? It's a little bit different than last week. So we're going to choose 2 technological developments that have transformed American society, and we have to describe the change brought about by them, and we get to choose positive or negative impact. So read the question fully so I am directly answering the question. So I want to start my thesis, right? I want to echo the essay question. What 2? I'm going to use railroads and television. Those are 2 technologies I'm going to use. I listed some there, but you can use these too, so copy off of me, that's great. So let's go back to my thesis. 2 technological developments that have transformed American society are railroads and television. Both of these technologies brought about positive change to American society by expanding the access. Now, by expanding the world that people could travel to and from, expanding their horizons, and by expanding the ability for the nation to communicate a single message throughout the entire nation. Notice I have to echo the whole question. I can't just echo the first part, okay? I want specific details, right? Be specific, don't be vague, you'll lose points for that. So let's write the intro, okay? We're gonna start with a starter. I wanna generally introduce the topic about technology. So technology has changed the way people have lived and interacted since the beginning of civilization. Since the start of the United States and the US has slowly been building, hold on a sec. Once I'm done with my starter, I'm gonna go right here and just drop in my thesis. I already wrote it, don't have to rewrite it again, okay? And now I need a transition. I mentioned railroads first on my thesis, so that's where I'm transitioning into body 1. It's gonna be about railroads. So I'm just gonna talk about railroads in my transition. It's not super complicated, guys, okay? It's simple stuff. So this is my introduction, I'm done. It's a good intro, I like it. It's not the best, but it's a good sample. Now we're gonna get into how to write a body paragraph, okay? So let's take a look. I gotta stop saying okay, I do it too much. How to write body. So the first thing you're gonna start body like you start every paragraph with a starter sentence. Again, we're talking about railroads, so I'm just gonna pull right from my thesis, right? I copy and paste it and then just reword it. Railroads helped American society by expanding the world that people could travel to and from, expand their horizons. My next is evidence, okay? Now evidence is key here because when I write evidence, it's not coming from my brain, okay? It's coming from research or documents that the teacher gave me, or if Mrs. H gives you a book and you have to write about inside out and back end, you're gonna be pulling the evidence directly from the book. So evidence is facts, okay? And if you don't have it, you have to research to find evidence. You need evidence, okay? Your opinion doesn't matter unless you've done research, so you have to have evidence. After you write your evidence sentence, you want to follow it with thorough explanation. So now I'm gonna have the meat and potatoes of my essay. I'm gonna have my explanation sentences. So I'm gonna thoroughly explain the evidence I provided in several sentences. I want to have more explanation than evidence. Over-explain, okay? It's key. This is where you should be filling in your body paragraph. Now for this sample, I'm only gonna provide 1 piece of evidence and then several explanation of that, but you can provide 2, 3, 4 pieces of evidence in 1 body paragraph, but after each evidence that you write, you want to follow that up with a thorough explanation sentences, 1 or 2 or 3, right? And then last, we're gonna transition. You're gonna transition to television. This is what I do. The railroad wasn't the only technology in American history that changed people's lives overnight. The television from the 1950s. So I kind of create a transition television, and then that's it. So that's body 1, we're done. Now we go into body 2. We're gonna skip body 2. We'll get back to that, right? But before we do that, so what are the actual ingredients? Your starter sentence, your evidence sentence, your explanation sentence, and your transition sentence. So here are examples of all those sentences. So make sure that you're paying attention. You can refer back to this video if you need to. Okay, we're gonna skip body 2 for right now. We're gonna go straight to the conclusion. The conclusion's very simple. You've already written your intro and it's very similar to your introduction. You're gonna start like every paragraph with an starter sentence. We're gonna unlike my starter sentence in body 1 where I talk about railroads, here I'm talking about the theme of the essay, which is technology. So that's what my starter sentence is going to be about. Now here's the most important part of your conclusion. You're going to rewrite your thesis, but you have to reword it. You can't use it word for word. You'll lose points for that. So I have to reword my thesis right, in different words. They can be similar, but notice here I just copy and pasted and change it up a little bit. You can totally do that. That works. And that's the heart. After that, I don't have a transition sentence. I'm not transitioning to anything. This is the end of the essay. So I'm gonna have a couple closing sentences. In my closing sentences, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna talk about technology again. And I might even bring in some outside information. Like here I talk about the cars and internet and how that also dramatically changed it. And I ended with a question like, what's gonna be next? And I summarize it. So here's my conclusion. So I've shown you the intro, I've shown you one body, and I've showed you a conclusion. So here's the whole essay. But wait, we're missing the second body paragraph. And that's where you come in, right? So this week, you're gonna write that second body paragraph on television. Okay, so refer to the essay question, I'll put it in Google Classroom, and you're gonna write using evidence and explanation, and you're gonna show me that you know what you're doing here. If you need to refer this video, please do. It's here to help you. And if you need to see me in class, come see me anytime. I will walk you through it, you can text me on Google Classroom and I will write back, ask any kids who've done it, and I'll help you right then and there. So good luck, go get it. Bye.